Yeah. Hi, everybody. It's Kelly and Witch Jodi. So,
how is everybody?
Lot going on. Lot going on, Witch Jodi.
Good evening. Yeah, is everybody having a good evening tonight?
Well, would you like me behind the scenes tonight, or would you like me in front of the screen tonight?
I think that we should hang out together tonight a little bit and just talk, just because, it's only been, a week since we saw each other, maybe 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Hang out with me a little bit. I'd love to touch base with you and see how you're doing. Let's see how everybody else in the world is doing. We've had some big energies astrologically going on and a lot of action over the past few days, which I'm sure a lot of people are feeling a little unnerved. And, we're all here just to be there for you, So I'm hoping everybody is doing well, and I'm hoping that you're feeling okay, with everything. So, yeah. So I had somebody just reach out to me personally. Kelly, you're going to have to help me out with this. They were saying they can't figure out how to get on to see it. And I see that on the Facebook page, it does say that we are running live, but like up on my heading around my logo.
Mm-hmm.
But she's saying that when you look at the feed, it's not there. And I guess I'm not seeing it either. So I'm not quite sure. I don't know how Facebook works, guys. I got to be honest with you. I'm just not a techie. Oh, there we go. If you click on my logo, it works. So I'll just tell her that really quick.
Tell her to click on the logo. I'm going to just do some back end things while you're doing that.
Logo. Should take you there. Should take you there. Sorry, people. I didn't mean to steer off course, but yeah, just, there's been a lot going on energetically. Tomorrow, you guys, it's the 25th. It's a new moon, and it is a new moon in Cancer. And we've got Jupiter very prevalent. So lots of big energy going on. I am so not an astrologist. That's why I have Julia. I've got Crystal here because they are my astrology ladies. And they were telling me, at the end of this month, along with a lot of very famous astrologers, were saying it was going to be big booms and a lot of stuff happening at the end of the month. So I'm hoping that we have seen the majority of it. Fingers crossed. I'm being very optimistic. I'm going to be optimistic because that's just how I roll. But I do know that people are fearful, and, I understand that. And I just want you to know I'm here for you. And, there's a lot of things you can do yourself to take care of yourself. You can't stop what's happening all over the world, but what you can do is focus in on what's going on in your house, taking some space for yourself to feel whatever feels you are, whether it's fear, whether it's, anger, whether it is just melancholy. Just take those few minutes to address it, recognize it, and do what you need to do for yourself. If that means take a hot bath, take a hot bath. If it means go for a walk and put your earbuds in and listening to Prince music or, rock and roll or meditation music, whatever it is, go right ahead and do and listen to just kind of de-stress and take care of yourself. Crystals, guys, everything right now, crystals, carry your palm stones, carry your worry stones, wear the jewelry, whatever it is that you need to do to make yourself feel better, do that right now. And if you've got littles, you know what? Don't scare them. Don't even bring it up. They don't need to know this kind of stuff. My children were little when 9/11 took place, and it was traumatizing for them. I mean, my daughter was in first grade, and Justin was itty bitty. He was like 2. So, we just don't need to startle kiddos. So, do fun things. Go to the park. It's okay to go to the park. Take them swimming. I'm starting to go swimming. I got to be in my pool for the first time. Yes, yesterday. Today's Tuesday. On Sunday. Sunday was my first time in the pool this year.
Nice.
A little slow this year, but it's just how it was with all the weather that we've been having with the rain, and what does one do? So, but just take the time that you need for yourself. There's a lot of big energies happening. If you're going to do any kind of, meditations or manifestations for the new moon, remember that when you're starting to do your manifestations tomorrow, it is not going to happen boom, boom, boom in the next couple of weeks. You are going to start manifesting right now for December, January, for 6 months from now, because it's going to take that time to build up and to come to fruition. So let's say you want to manifest for a new house because you've been out there looking for a new house. Write down everything you want. I want this many bedrooms. I want it in this neighborhood. I want it in this school system. I want this many bathrooms. Maybe you want a pool. Maybe you don't want a pool. Maybe you want to be in the country. Maybe you want a townhouse, whatever it is. Write down all the pros that you want and think about that. You can go out tomorrow and you can burn it. You can tie it up on a candle and burn it that way, or you can just, put it out into your cauldron, however you want to get rid of it. Cause that fire energy will really help. Or some people don't like doing that. They want to keep a record of it to see that it comes into fruition. That's fine too. Put it away in a journal. But manifest for that and see where you are in 6 months, because this energy that we're dealing with, it's slow moving. It's not a 1, 2, 3 quick pop. Jupiter is like the powerhouse, is how I'll put it. As a habit, we work a lot with the energies of Jupiter to bring things in. It's very strong. It's like a kick. It's like it's going to give you the gusto, but it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. So think about that when you're doing your manifestations. Geez, Kelly, we've got stuff coming up we should be manifesting for 2027. Hint, that we will be working on. Anybody can manifest anything. It just depends on what you want. But that's something you can do too. Maybe manifesting for world peace right now to make people feel better. That's okay too, for things to kind of quiet down. That's hard for me to say, quiet down. I'm a nurse. We don't use the Q word because that usually blows up in our face as a nurse on the nursing floor.
Right. I get that it's going to get a little funkier before it gets better.
It will. 100%.
Right? That's
100%.
what I'm getting. And I'm also feeling that it is time to get outside. It is time to reconnect in relationships. It is time to go be nice to somebody.
Yeah. Do something you wouldn't do. You know what? If you've got, I don't know, maybe you get a crotchety old neighbor that just, I don't like your fence, or I don't like this color flowers that you're putting on your stuff, whatever it is. Make them a pie. I don't know. Go over and do something nice for them. Say, hey, you know what? I noticed that you're, I don't know, maybe your weeds need trimming or something like that, or the lawn needs to be mowed, whatever it is. Go offer to do something nice. Do the unexpected. Do the unexpected right now. I think that we need to work together to take care of each other right now. And I think that that's very important that people remember. It doesn't matter what color our skin is. It doesn't matter what religion we practice. We are still human beings, and we need to think about humanity and take care of one another as humanity. That's what I truly believe. I think that we just really need to take a step back, take a breath.
Yeah.
Center ourselves and go, okay, what can I do to help? Maybe you see, a homeless person, and if you have like an extra couple dollars, stop, hand it to them. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, maybe, I don't even know, I'm go through a drive-through and grab some food or grab some bottles of water or Gatorade or whatever and drop it off with them, give them something that they may need, for nourishment, that kind of thing. If you see them out there with a dog or a cat, bring cat or dog food to them so that their animals are tended to. Just do something nice, and let's just be nice and not be mean to one another. I think that's what we need to do.
That's it. Talk about frequency. We're all energy and frequency,
Yes.
and that is a high frequency thing to do. And it doesn't cost money.
No.
And it doesn't matter who you are or where you live or what you're doing. And it's just, that's what I keep getting. Like, that's what we need. That's what we need to do. But
100%.
It's
100%.
I'm not encouraging people to be naive and not be well informed.
Oh,
like
no.
that's not it at all.
And check more than one resource, because
yes,
there's a lot of different people out there on social media saying this and then that and then the other. Cross-check. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I'm just saying cross-check. Make sure that you have your P's and your Q's checked, because you don't want to get wrong information and then spread wrong information and scare somebody even more, you know.
A perfect example is what just happened in California with riots. I was having lunch with someone who has dear friends in the area, and they're like, what the media is showing you and what is going on are two different things, and don't feed into it.
Don't feed into it. No, don't feed into it. Sorry, I had to take a drink of water because my throat gets a little dry. But yeah, don't feed into it. Do you remember, in a way, when that is all happening, instead of feeding into all that, think of when we were little, Kelly. Remember how our parents and grandparents would always say, kill them with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Kill them with kindness, guys. Just smile. Just a smile and a nod, It doesn't matter what side of the fence anybody is on. Just smile and nod and be kind and elevate yourself. Be the better person. And I do think with everything going on astrologically and globally, with everything right now, people are more on edge. You're seeing... And again, I'm not the astrologist. We just came out of something or another, but relationships, because it was something to do with the Aries, and relationships were getting wonky, and they were like, just hold on, you're going to get through it. I even felt myself getting more crabby toward my husband. I mean, for no reason. I just kind of did the whole, I don't want to talk to you. I just need space. So when I feel myself doing that, then I have to do a self-check, and it's like, why? What's causing it? Sometimes I have to go for a walk. Sometimes I have to do a mineral soak to kind of get some of that vibration out of me.
Right.
I don't think it's, attachments or anything. I just think that sometimes a human being can only so-called take so much before we just are overloaded. And I think social media right now has so overloading. They're throwing so much. They're just bombarding at you like this.
Sure.
That you don't know what to listen to, and you're just in shutdown mode. And I think that's where I got. I think I was just tired. I got down to shutdown mode, and it was like my husband didn't even do or say anything. My kids were even like, Mom, I think he was just, Dad was just genuinely asking you, whatever. And he was just making sure you're okay. And I'm like, oh, because I took it at a completely different angle. Like, what, you're second.
Oh, yeah. I just saw an interview with Brene Brown. Like, I was say everyone's name wrong, right? And she brought a different perspective that I thought was really interesting. I haven't used this in my relationship with Steve yet.
Okay.
But it's cool. And she basically does a check with her husband when they or partner or friend. I'd say more of this is an intimate connection, is do a check when you come home or you're coming off something and you're like, today, right now, I can give 25%. Or I can give 50%, or my cup's pretty full, I'm at 100%, and check in with each other. Because if one is, I think she said, if the two sums don't equal 100%, then you need to sit down and ask the other person, like, okay, where are you at? How can I support you? How do I not throw gasoline on a fire or a wet blanket on something? Like, how do these little micro check-ins.
Right.
And I thought that was amazing. And I think it started off with people think that relationships are 50-50. Well, relationships are never 50-50.
No.
We're always doing this give and take.
It's give and take.
Right.
Yep.
You have give and take. And going off of what you've been talking about with relationships and the energy and what's going on in the world, we do have to be a little bit like, are you good? Okay, rock on. cool.
Yep.
And not go down rabbit holes that we don't have to go down.
Exactly. And here's another thing. You know what? Just give them space. And if they're just saying, hey, I'm having an off day or whatever it happens to be, or I'm just, I'm having, an angry day. I'm just irritated today. Is there, just doing a simple, okay, is there something I can do to make it better? Maybe it's something as simple as,
I'll just listen.
Taking the dog to the bathroom so they don't have to, or something as simple as, I'm going to the kitchen. I'm thinking I would like a snack. I'm going to make some, I don't know, veggie dip and veggies. Do you want something when I'm down there? I can grab something for you. Little, just the little things. It doesn't have to be anything major. It's just those little things. Oh, it's cute. So, Tamara just popped on and she goes, Jodi, I did that today also, and I felt bad, but I ended up doing a bug cry purge and then felt like my emotions needed to cry to help me see and understand better. And that's okay. So, women especially, I'm going to say our hormones, we sometimes can't control it. Like I'm an angry crier. When I get really mad and I'm pissed, I cry. That's just how my body, gets it out, because I'm not one to hold anger. I'm a very patient person, but that's okay. But I bet you when you purge that out, as Tamara is saying, you purge it out, you feel better. And sometimes that's what we need. Sometimes, Kelly, and I bet you do this because you spend a lot of time in your car. I bet you get in the car sometimes and you turn on the radio and it's like you get a song, like one of your favorite songs that you really like, that you can just scream or cry with and just like have to get it out because you're overstressed. I do that too.
Oh yeah. Well, it was really cute because I was just about to ask you, I was just about to say, okay, what is a bug cry purge? Like I was like
a big cry purge. I think she meant. I think she did a typo.
Oh, I know she meant something else, but I was like, oh, because we have to ask in our world. I mean, there could have been a really cool thing about the bug cry purge. So I was just like, oh, okay.
I'll give you some. I'm going to call it the bug cry now because this is kind of fun. I think we should. So Tamara, thank you. We're going to call it the bug cry tonight. One of the things, so being a nurse, and I've seen some stuff over the days being a nurse, working in like the ICU critical care kind of world, and being a paramedic way back when in the day. And I'm telling you, there are days where you see stuff that it's rough. I mean, when you're taking care of a little one, from a car accident, or you're taking care of somebody at their end of their life and there's no hope for them, and like family isn't ready to let go, and you're sitting on grandma who's 102 and you're doing the full CPR thing and you're going, oh my God, what are we doing? There are days as a nurse, it's overwhelming. And we can't show that. You cannot show that emotion, because not only am I taking care of that human in the bed, I'm taking care of you as a family member. Also it's a big thing you do. So what do? You have to release it somewhere. And in the same aspect of taking care of all these people in the one room that you're doing a critical care situation with, CPR, you still have 5 patients down the hall. And then you've got, ER calling going, hey, we have a new admit for you. And you're over here going, holy crap,
Jodi, how do you go from, do they have any, I mean, outside of going to like a lounge or going outside for a moment, when you're working a 12-hour shift, like how do you go and blow that off before you jump into the next case?
Sometimes you go to the med room and cry.
Yep.
Sometimes you step off the floor in the bathroom and scream into your hands. Sometimes you can't leave the floor. Any nurses who are out here watching and listening will tell you, yes, we're supposed to take breaks. The reality is you may not go to the bathroom once during that 12-hour shift. You may not get to eat. We're not allowed to have our waters or whatever behind the nurse's desk, but we may have it hidden somewhere, or you find a water fountain, or you go to the nutrition room to take water and you slam it in between when you can. We decompress sometimes after work. Sometimes we get, if it's been a really rough night, I mean, and I will tell you, we will rally together. If I am having like the crap hit the fan for my my group of my patients, and we've got 5 other nurses on the floor. Other nurses will come in and say, hey, Jodi, I got room, whatever. I'll take care of the meds for you. Don't worry about it. Hey, you got this IV that's due for antibiotics. I'll take care of that. Hey, that surgery that's got to go over here. Hey, I'll cover that. Because if you're in the middle of critical care, we're really good at backing each other. You're nursing. I'm gonna give a call out, you guys. I'm giving a shout out to my certified nursing assistants and just plain nursing assistants, period. If you are not certified and you're in a nursing home, because you are the backbone of nursing. Nurses cannot do our jobs without you helping us. So we do that. But I'll tell you, when I worked at St. John's and I worked midnights, we'd go out for B&B in the morning. I know people are thinking, oh, bed and breakfast or whatever, right? No, it was called breakfast and BITCH. So we would go and we'd sit down together, have a breakfast, and decompress together because we saw whatever it was. It's frustrating. And shout out to all M&A right now. I mean, I'm going to do that because I was a part of M&A for many a year. I am non-union, doing what I do at my nursing now. But I will tell you, shout out to you guys because I know they did the vote yesterday, I think. And I got to be honest, I haven't been following. I don't know if they're going on strike here in the Twin Cities or not. But I'm rallying for you guys because, did it for 20 years. I've worked those floors. I know what it's like. COVID was rough, for people, and we were the unsung heroes for a long time. People forgot about that. Nurses are burnt out. I'm going to tell you right now, we're burnt out. I mean, I'm at that stage of, and Kelly, we've talked about this. I do casual now. I'm only working a couple of days a month and I pick up more in the winter.
Right.
I'm at that point. I'm 57. I'm not, I can retire, yes, from nursing because I've got this. Most people can't. You can only do so much. My body is burnt out. Emotionally, I'll always love nursing. I'll never give it up.
No.
In fact, I tell my people that I work with where I do nurse, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be the one that you're going to be, Jodi, you're too old. You need to retire because I like doing that patient care, but you get tired. It's stress on the body. It's stress on the mind. It's hard on your family. I mean, my kids are good. They're really good with me, but I mean, how many times you come home, you're having a nice family dinner or breakfast or whatever. And, I'm talking blood and guts. I mean, at the dinner table, and my husband would be like,
right.
We get used to it. We're a different breed. We're just a different breed, but I enjoy doing this. I mean, I went into nursing to take care of people, and Kelly, you've known me for quite a few years now. And it's like, whether I'm nursing and taking care of you spiritually, taking care of you emotionally, this is what I do. I absolutely love taking care of people. I truly do. It's one of those things where when crisis comes, I don't know how you are about this, but like, I'm the one that runs to the fire.
Yeah, you just showed me a buffalo, but you also showed me that's when you shine. Like you're someone I don't want to. Okay, I'm going to say it because it's how it's purely coming in, but it doesn't sound the best. But you're a type of person that I'd go to war with. Yeah. And I look at it like I'd go to battle with. Like you're a person where it's like lock arms and let's go, and you're going to go left and I'm going to go right and we've got this. You're one of those people that is just like when I'm sure little things could possibly bother you, but when it comes to like these huge things, you're definitely a type of person, and you are the person that it's like, okay, let's go, Jodi, let's do this.
And I'm calm. I hear that from my kids all the time. Wow, that was really wild. So I'm thinking my friend Sarah might be watching. She may not. I'm going to go back a couple of years. We were at a friend's of ours, Tara, who was one of my readers, and we were at her house for bonfire, and my best friend Sarah was there, another fellow nurse, and Sarah and David were there. And there was, I don't know, there's got to be 12, 13, 14 of us there at this bonfire, and it was all my colleagues from my shop. And so all my readers were there, their significant others. We were having a grand old time having this bonfire. We had people in from North Dakota. We had Jodi Henningway and her sister Sarah Jo, and it was fabulous. And we're just doing our thing. And all of a sudden I hear, I'm talking over and, doing my thing. And I hear this, Jodi, and, oblivious, this, whatever. And then I hear, hey, Nurse Jodi. Turn and looked. Sarah's partner, David, he was on the floor, and I'm like going, oh my God, you know? So I went over there, went into nurse mode right now. Sarah's, you know, she's kind of in shock. So again, she's a nurse and knows what to do, but she's in shock, like, okay. And I just go into nurse mode and I just do what needs to be done, because I'm like going, he's either having a stroke, he's having a seizure, or something is going on. So we go through all the checkpoints and stuff, and Sarah's on the phone with 911, and they put them on speaker, and I'm like, Sarah, you need this, Sarah, because she's not connecting because she was in shock. And so I just know what to do. So when everything was said and done, we get him into the ambulance. He's off going, doing his thing. It ended up being that he's a thin gentleman, very thin. He went into hypothermia. My God, it wasn't even that cold out. He literally went into hypothermia. When we got him to North Memorial, fantastic team, they did a great job. His body temperature, his core body temperature was like 92 or 93. So it caused him to start having almost like a seizure. So when we were in the ER, they had to intubate him and whatnot, and we got him up to ICU. By the next morning, after they warmed him up and stuff, he was back to normal. Nothing wrong. We had neurologists, everything. Nothing wrong with him. But coming back later and talking with people, they were like, holy crap, you just were like, do. But that's what you do. I'm really good going into a crisis like that, and I can tell you what you're going to do. It's like if we are in a what's called ACLS, it's Advanced Cardiac Life Support. If you're in a situation like that, it's like, grab that AED. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. You go call for help. Blah blah blah. I'm really good at doing that and maintaining it, because I was, you know, when I was real young, I went into being an EMT when I was 18 years old. I graduated with my EMT before high school. Mm-hmm. And I continued on that path my whole life. So I'm very comfortable in it. A lot of people will shut down. Not me. Yeah. I just go into it. And the higher the stress situation,
you're just shine. You just yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, when everything is said and done, I'm like,
I bet you have a tremendous, almost like childbirth. I bet you almost like because the adrenaline and everything, and I bet it's just like the hormone. Like, I bet you just.
I got a story about that one. When I was in nursing school, I always thought, I want to be a midwife. Till I was a mom already, right? And so, after giving birth to Bay, my daughter, who was very overdue. And her and I almost died in child labor. So it was pretty intense. So, I've been through a lot, and I would just, concentrate on what needed to be, the focus at hand and whatever. So I'm in nursing school, and I got to be at St. John's and doing the rotation. And I'm in the room with the birthing. Now, I've delivered babies as a paramedic. Okay. So I've been down there, caught the baby, I've done this. Plus being a mom twice over. And then when my niece Paige was born, I was actually the birthing coach for Paige. So I've done this a few times. So I'm in school, and I have this one, and she's just screaming like top of her lungs, like, "Wah!" And I'm like, all I wanted to do is tell her to shut the F up and push. And I thought, I'm going to get fired in my first week. I can't be a maternity nurse. So I didn't go into that. I went into critical care because that's probably where I'm better at. But not everybody can do stuff like that. It's just, you've got to find your niche. And I'm better in crisis. I'm really good at that.
That lady could have used the shut the F up.
Well, you got to breathe.
Right? She was breathing so much energy. You got to bring the energy in to get the baby out. You can't be like, wow. You got to be like,
right. Exactly. And it's like, if you think about that, just like that energy, like we're talking about with crisis and stuff like that with nursing, take a look at the world right now, and with everything going on astrologically, we're a hot mess. I mean, we're all just a hot mess. Depending on where your astrological sign is. I mean, we're coming into Cancer season, and as Tamara says, I'm a Cancer rising, and she goes, my emotions are all over the place right now. And I do believe that is a true statement. I think people just don't even know what to do with themselves right now, because it's just, they're so overwhelmed. And what I will tell you is take those moments, breathe. Breathing is so important to us, just even if it's just a deep breath in And just doing that a couple of times to let go, it will really help to de-stress. Because when our emotions are all kittywampus like this and we're just dealing with it, how many of you guys have been having headaches right here, right across that forehead, right in that brow area, right through there? That's a stress headache because you're stressed out, you know? Some people get it from coming up the back of the neck and up and over. Stress headache. How many of you guys are sleeping poorly and you're getting the neck problems right now?
Yep,
This
I have
is
the occiput
related
belief.
to stress right now. And, you know, yeah, I mean, we can look at all sorts of stuff, but again, just remember where you are. I mean, you know, our state's had a lot happen to it in the last couple of weeks. A week ago this last Saturday, right? Yeah, a week ago this last Saturday, when everything that happened here in Minnesota took place with some of our Congress people or legislative people. I was at work here at the store, you guys. Honest to God, I had no idea. I mean, I knew about the protests going on that day on the 14th. But my daughter reached out to me and she's like, "Oh my God, Mom, are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. I've been busy all day. I don't know what you're talking about." I didn't know until like 8:30 that night. And, you know, and that's when I found out about it. I didn't even know about it. But it's been scary for a lot of people around the Twin Cities. And, you know, all I can say is, you know, we're Minnesotans. We're going to persevere. You know, we just pull up our pants, pull up them bootstraps, and just say, okay, what do we do? How do we help? I mean, look at how many people dive in and take care of one another. I want you to think about your own families. Heaven forbid you've had somebody pass away in your family, a family friend, a grandparent, whatever it is. You know, how many times has somebody came over and said, "We are so sorry you're going through this." They make you a casserole, they make you a hot dish, or they make a salad or whatever. You know what? That's something simple that you could do for somebody else. It doesn't really cost anything. If you see somebody struggling, make something little for them, you know, banana bread, you know, whatever, you know, do something nice for somebody else. It's going to lift your vibrations up. It's going to make you feel better a little bit about what's going on in the world. And that little bit, maybe it's a grandma next door that's all by her lonesome. You've made that person feel better because they're being recognized that, you know what, somebody sees me. So many of our elderly just don't feel seen. So, you know, do something for people. That's truly what I think that we need to do right now in this situation.
So my son just graduated from high school, and Steve's dad he had chemo, radiation. His pelvis has cracks in it now after 39, right? So
I'm so sorry.
No, thank you. And he is a very vibrant man of 78, and was like up until a couple months ago was getting on the ground and crawling around with the kids, and like that's Grandpa Mike. And he's really his body, he's feeling it. And to the point where walker, wheelchair, everything. So James is graduating from high school at the US Bank Stadium, which normally would be not an issue at all. And I just hear from Grandpa Mike, "I'll just watch the live stream. I'll just watch the live stream. I'll just watch the live stream. You guys don't." And I'm like, "Nope, you're coming. I don't care what we have to do." So I contacted US Bank and I found about the disability services.
Yep.
And where could we park? And we got him a temporary handicap license plate. So I said, "All you have to do is get out of your front door and I will take care of the rest." And it just took planning.
Yep.
And we got him there, and I got an usher, and he gave us a great spot, and we did all of this work. And he sits down, and because he's normally the giver, he's normally the provider, he normally does it. He sits down, and I lock his chair, and he just starts crying. And this is a man that does not show emotion. And I'm like, "Grandpa Mike, we did it, man."
But he wanted to be there. He wanted to be there, and you gave him that. And that's, you know, right there. That's that elevation we're talking about. And another thing too. So Kelly is, you guys, you know, obviously most of you guys probably know Kelly by now. She is an intuitive. She is very gifted with what she does, and you know, she's, you know, got that psychic, you know, ability too. And all of us with our third eyes right now, third eye headaches. Lynn Morgan just said I tell my son that he gives me a third eye headache because because, sometimes our kids drive us crazy, but, she's worried and she's thinking about things, and she is, oh my gosh, is he okay? Or, she's getting those intuitive hits. And sometimes, we have to like kind of almost, okay, I got to take a moment and calm down, because it can be an overload. And that's another thing, whether you are a Reiki practitioner or anything like this, when you're working with healings, make sure when you're done, especially with everything going on, do your clearance. So like, I call it a health clearance, but separate yourself from the other's energies, because if you don't separate yourself from that other person's energy, you're going to take that in and it's going to pull you down and you're going to get exhausted. And what happens when we get exhausted, Kelly? What happens, Kelly? Oh, you get sick. Remember this last spring? Yeah. So we don't want to get sick. We want to be able to take care of ourselves. And trust me, I'm guilty. I've done it to myself where I just go. And then my staff will tell me, good God, woman, you're so sick. I remember, what was it? 2 years, a year ago, a year or 2 years ago, I was down like 3 months, you guys. You were sick. And it was because I had so much coming at me. The business was still fairly new. I did the very first expansion, not my second one, but my first one. So that's coming up on 2 years already. And it was just so much at once. And I was traveling and I was like, oh my God, it's overload. I didn't get better until I went to Hawaii, and I actually, detached and completely took that moment for myself to just shut down. So make sure that you're doing that for yourself. You got to take care of yourself. And with what's going on with, everything in the world right now, take those moments, because it can bring you down and get you sick. And I don't want to see anybody get sick, And with the heat we've had, hydrate. And not just the water. Do stuff like, I'm trying to cover up so people don't see like names. Do like, the coconut waters, and do the energy drink, not the energy drinks, but the
What about like the IV therapy? I've also Celtic sea salt, put a couple under my tongue and get that minerals. That's something that I've been doing.
Because what people don't realize is when it gets really hot like this, everybody starts pounding the water. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but you're going to flush your system out, and you're going to get Charlie horses. You're going to get cramps, and it's going to cause more grief for you. So, getting electrolytes in. So, like the liquid IV which is for you guys that don't know what it is. It's like a little powder. It's like those Crystal Light packets, and you pour it in your water bottle and shake it up, and it gives you all the electrolytes you need. It's almost like an emergency. Those little packets that you can get in the fall for, the extra vitamin C it's something similar to that. Kelly, do you know where people can buy that? I would imagine you can get it at like GNC's or any kind of health.
Oh, GNC, Target, you get grocery store, Walmart. Those are really good places that.
Yeah. So any place you can get huge. Yeah. And it's inexpensive, you guys. And I tell you, so many, my kids are like all over it. They're like, Mom, you got to try this. And I'm like, okay. And it actually works pretty good. So I'm grateful for that. But I do know too, that with everything going on right now, the dead are talking, people. I'm just telling you, the dead are very active. My intuition is like the spidey senses are tingling, which I'm sure yours are too, Kelly. But again, everything that I'm hearing is take a couple deep breaths. You're going to be okay. It's going to
honestly, be what I've been hearing, and I get resources from all over the world, it's time to not pick a side, not be over here. It's time to do this. It's time to water our own lawn. It's time to breathe. It's time to be kind. I do feel that it's going to get a little bit of before it gets better, but I think it has to. It has to, but it's the change that needs to come. It's the change that needs to come. And it's, again, it's not about right side, left side. Right or right. Yeah, it's not. It's nothing about that. It's a change that needs to come for humanity. This is global. This is not our country or their country. This is a global thing. And I'm not going to go down conspiracy theory things either, but when you start looking at different dimensions and start looking at different, ETs and stuff like that, or different timelines. Let's talk about different timelines. There's all these different timelines.
And they're going on at the same time. And it's just like chaos right now. It's almost, and I even heard again, bear with me. Hearsay. I did not do the studies into this one right now, but they were saying that CERN was started up again recently, and that causes all havoc, apparently. I know the Schumann resonance has been off the freaking charts the last few days. I haven't been able to sleep. I think I've gone 3 days without sleeping. I mean, I sleep, but it's like, hour and a half in, and I'm like, oh, it's like all that kind of stuff. A lot of predictive dreaming and whatnot, and nothing is horrid. It's more like you were saying. It's like you need to center yourself. You need to stay in line. You need to let things happen so that we can build up and start anew. And I mean, like, taking care of ourselves. I'm not saying like starting a new government or anything. I'm just saying taking care of ourselves, elevating ourselves to be a better person. We want to get to that higher self. That's what we're working on. And yes, you are so right, Tamara. A lot of dreams, a lot of crazy dreams, and things are super, super active. Came into the store today. So my store is closed on Tuesdays. And I said, hello, Joseph, because Joseph is my house ghost here. And I could hear things moving around in here upstairs. And I'm like, somebody, I was like, somebody break in? What's going on? But there was nothing in here. Things are just moving, and it's just very active. And it's that eerie feeling. It's just like an eerie feeling everywhere. And I think it's because people are feeling so unsettled.
I think there's also a mass exodus. I think there's some souls that are just like, yeah, this was fun. I'm done. Like, right. And I'm noticing that there's a little bit of an uptick of that, and bless them. Like, okay, yeah. Thank you for showing up, but it's go time. It is
go time. And for you people that are out there that are watching, if you are sensitives and you are just learning about this, pay attention to what you're hearing. Mm-hmm. Your higher self is coming through. Your spirit guides are coming through right now. Pay attention to what you hear. If you're hearing, I don't think I'm going to go to the bank today. Okay, so I was with my grandson on Mondays. Mondays, I babysit my grandson, and we go to the bank on Mondays. So I was like going to go to the bank. We have this like little ritual. It's like, oh, we go to the bank, we get our sucker, then we can go have our special lunch. And there was something in me, and I'm like, I dropped my son off here at work because his car is getting some maintenance, and I dropped him off, and I said, hey, all right, Tom, we're going to go to the bank. And he goes, I don't want to go to the bank. And I'm like going, and something in me was like, well, we could skip the bank. I don't have to go. Okay. I go to the bank every Monday because, I'm bringing it from the store from the weekend and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Okay. We don't have to go to the bank today. Let's not go to the bank today. Let's go to Menards instead. I'm going to let you ride in the cart with like the race car. And we're going to go get pool chemicals. And we're going to go look at the garden center and this, that, and other. So I drive on 36 and I go up, I was going to get on Stillwater Boulevard where I would go left because I'm going west on 36. I'm going to go left on Stillwater Boulevard. Huge, huge car accident. Like there was multiple ambulances up there. There were a crap ton of cop cars. Obviously you had your fire rescue there because anytime you have a car accident because of gas, you have to roll the fire department. And they had everything shut off. Nothing was going either way. So we were rerouted the other way. And I thought, because I had missed turning left over by the Walmart exit. I was kind of forced into going up. So I was going to go up and come around anyway and go over to Menards. But I find that interesting that something ticked with me that just skip the bank today. That was probably why, because I was going to have a problem getting to where I needed to go. So listen to those things. Maybe it's going to divert you from going down.
Or it could have been you in that car accident, and it was just your higher self going like this, making you 5 minutes in a different timeline and a different adjustment. I mean, there's so many things of just listen.
Always listen, you guys. It's so important. Really quick, here, because we're coming up here close to an hour already. I wanted to, just give a quick shout out. We've got, 4th of July coming up around the corner. Spend time with your family. Do something fun. We've got Pride this weekend, you guys. So happy Pride to everybody. If you happen to live over in Wisconsin, over in the River Falls area, I happen to be on a billboard over there for Pride, and I'm pretty excited about that. They're doing the queer crawl still, I believe, through this weekend for St. Croix Valley queer crawl in St. Croix Valley. The queer community. And so if you have a button, I do have a couple buttons here left. If you're interested, there's only a couple left, but they're free. But you can wear them, and there's different stores that if you wear that button in, you get discounts. So here at our store, you get 10% off your crystals. So just be aware of that should you happen to pop in this weekend for it. I hope everybody has a fantastic Pride weekend. If you want to support Pride here at my store, my readers, the majority of them come from the queer community. I've got Mr. Ryan, I got Sage, I've got Crystal, I have a few other ones that are in the queer community. A lot of my merchandise here that happen to be from pagan people here, they actually come from the queer community too, so you can support that way. Have a lot of really cool books by Siri, in fact, who wrote Queering the Ruins, and she wrote Lessons from the Empress with Cassandra Snow. So we definitely are a huge ally for our queer community. So I hope that when people are out and about for Pride this weekend, please be due diligent. Pay attention to your surroundings, just with everything going on. Take care of yourselves. If you ever feel frightened, threatened, anything, you know what? There's a reason you carry these things. Call 911. Just don't mess with it. Please take care of yourself. That's so important right now. Same thing around 4th of July. Just be due diligent. Pay attention to what's going on around you, just because of all the craziness going on. I want you to be elevated. So to elevate yourself and be thinking positive, you got to take care of yourself, because I can't take care. Okay, but point the right way. I can't take care of Kelly if I'm not taking care of me, and Kelly can't take care of me if she's not taking care of her. You have to take care of yourself so you can help others. That's so important, and that's the biggest thing I want to send to you. I know Mr. Ryan has been working very hard. He's been helping me get classes up and coming here. So because I won't see you on the feed here beforehand. On the 13th of July, we are doing our Cackle and Cauldron here. It is free. It's on a Sunday. It's at 10 a.m. Come in, bring your water, your soda, your coffee, whatever. It's a free open forum. Come and meet like-minded people, visit, and just have a safe place to get anything off your chest. We can talk medicinals, we can talk herbal, we can talk witchy stuff, we can talk politics if you need to. We can talk anything. It's just open, and people just sit and visit and get to know each other. It's a great way to meet others. And lots of classes. I got my Akashic Records class coming up, and Kelly, yes, I'll get into the communication thing. I promise it's coming. I'm going to be working on it tomorrow. I've got an Akashic Records class coming up on the 10th of July. I have got on the 5th. If you guys know Julia from Astrologize It, she is here on the 4th of July reading with Mr. Ryan. And on the 5th, I think it's the 5th, she is doing an astrology class that talks about the entire, numbers and what's going on astrologically with our country right now. So it might be a very interesting class to come and check out. You can find all these classes on midwestwitcheryandhealing.com, or it's midwestwitcheryhealing.com, as you can see here on the screen. And just go to the classes and events, and then click on there, and we can definitely get into get your classes on there. And then I got a mediumship class coming up in July too. So if you really want to hone in on your mediumship skills, your intuition, it is a class you do not want to miss. Kelly knows that I'm very skilled at what I do. She has heard me teach these classes, and it's really worth taking, especially if you're just starting to come around it, or you really want to learn and want to dive deep in. I've got methods that work very well to help you open yourself up a lot better.
Yeah, you're a really good teacher, and you're very articulate, but you also bring it down to a very digestible level for people.
Yes.
I think that's what it is when you're like, I love when people are like, I'm empathic. You are. I have gifts. Of course you do.
Everybody does.
Now it's like a muscle. I know. It's like a muscle. it's like a knife that has to be sharpened. You can't, go do something crazy with a butter knife. Well, I guess you could, but right? I mean, you have to sharpen. You have to, but to understand what's going on, that's where guides and teachers like you are really fantastic. And you also hold a safe space for people to come in and go, I'm going to ask a ton of crazy questions. And you're like, nothing's crazy. Let's go. Let's do this.
Bring it. That's what we do here. And I love it. And we actually have something new here, Kelly, since we've talked last. I have got Miss Lisa. She is my animal communicator. So right now she's coming in on Sundays. So you've got a kitty, cat, a dog, a bird, whatever, and there's something going on with your animal and you just can't quite pinpoint it, and you just really wish you could talk to them because maybe they've got severe anxiety or separation anxiety, whatever the case is, please come in and visit with her. You do not need to bring your animal with. She can do it remotely. You can bring your animal here. I'm okay with animals because, honest to goodness sakes, it's fantastic to be able to have that animal in here, and she can help you to understand your animals better, which is fantastic. But we have so many new readers here. I'm excited for you to meet them all. And,
animal communication's amazing. And, I really find that people will spend more time and money on their pets than they will themselves.
Well, she's certified.
And having it open is just, it's such a gift. It's no guessing game.
And I can't remember the gal. There's a really famous lady who teaches this. And so Lisa's actually certified. She's actually a certified animal communicator. So she's gone through her due diligence, and she's been doing this for quite some time. And she's really good. We've had really good feedback for it. I was having problems with my dog last year, Tristan. And so I brought him in. I'm like, hey, help me out, this, that, and other. And I found out some things about Tristan. Tristan had a tummy bug. Because I thought he was dying. I thought for sure my dog was dying. And it was a tummy bug because I would talk to him and I would do Reiki on him, but he was not. Oh, Lisa just popped on. Our pets teach us lessons and they work with us. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa, do me a favor.
Lisa.
Here, tell me, because you got this certification. I can't remember who your instructor was. If you throw that at me, I can tell the people who it is.
And Lisa, drop in your website and your contact information.
Yeah, please do, and we'll throw it up here. You can book. She is on our website, so you can book her when she is here. That's totally fine.
Sweet.
Yes, yeah. So she's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I love that we're helping animals and stuff. But we have these little dogs, and they're little. They're the little bulldogs. They weren't like your bulldog. What's the little ones called? The French bulldogs. So they're called Walter and Clyde. They're a hoot. It's a local gal here. She comes in and she brings Walter and Clyde in. And we said, okay, we're gonna work with Walter and Clyde and see what's going on. And the stuff that she brought out from Walter and Clyde, and I'm sitting there and keep in mind, what I do. And I'm like, well, I know what's wrong with Clyde. And she was telling me how, Clyde wants to be your protector. I see him standing here and this, that, and the other. And what she didn't know is I had already seen, because he was coming in and telling me this, he was from Roman times, and he literally was a protector of my, one of my customers that comes in, the mama of the dogs. He was her protector, like her guard. Like she was, a married lady. She had children, and there was like chaos going on in the city. And he was like not a father to her. He was her actual guard, but he looked at her like a daughter and would do anything to protect her. And he came back as her pet. And anytime another animal comes around her or bad energy people come around her, he gets like on the defense, man. He's going and he's barking and whatnot. So it's really, really cool. So Danielle McKinnon is the name of the gal that she has been going through her training with and getting certified. So now you guys, for Lisa Lair, for animal communicator. But she's fantastic. So I really highly encourage you to do that. And again, any one of our tarot readers are fantastic. We've got mediumship here, Akashic records, you name it, we've got it here. Even ancestral healing. I do ancestral healing for people when needed. So definitely check us out, and, hopefully we'll see it coming through here through the weekends, and it's summer fun time. So come to Stillwater, check us out.
Stillwater. Okay, you guys, as always, Witch Jodi is in the most recent copy of Edge magazine, and this month herb is skullcap. So you get to pick up your Edge Magazine and learn about skullcap.
And we have skullcap here. So all the herbs that we have here, you guys too, if you guys want to learn a little bit more about herbs and stuff, I do think if I can squeeze it in before my Salem retreat, I will try to do an herbal class. A lot of people are asking me to do another one about just like the basics of teaching how to do tinctures and how to do salves and stuff like that and oils. And so I'm thinking about trying to squeeze one in before I go. Otherwise, it'll be in August when I come back. Just kind of depends on what I can get in. I'm performing weddings next month. I've got a lot going on, so we'll see what else I can pack in there. But I'm here for you guys. That's what I'm here to do, is to take care of you guys. I mean, I consider it a blessing, in that I'm here to help elevate and to teach and to take care of everybody. That's what I want to do, and that's what I'm here doing. So I'm here for you.
Okay, you guys, tea time with Witch Jodi. Another one in the can. Check her out at midwestwitcheryhealing.com in Stillwater. What's your address?
324 Main Street South. I'm inside the Grand Garage. So you'll see the tiki bar and an empty storefront. Come in through those main doors and go all the way around back toward the bathroom. Big purple lights that say Midwest Witchery and Healing. You can't miss us. So
can't miss it.
And for future podcasts here with the Tea Time with Witch Jodi RN, we will have it out on my website. I think Mr. Ryan's trying to get that out here by Friday. So I've got all my dates scheduled all the way through the end of the year.
All the way through the end of the year.
I worked hard with Kelly on this. We made sure that we did it. Special one coming up in August. We are going to do live from Salem. So don't miss that one.
Yeah, don't miss that one.
Really,
you're going to do one from Hawaii. You're going to do from here, there, and everywhere. Everyone gets to connect and
And next month, if I can make this work, we were talking a little bit of astrology this time around. I'm hoping to have Nicole Wells, who has a brand new book out called, I forgot the name of it now, but it's a great new book. I read it, and it's, what you didn't know you needed to know about astrology. And I'm going to hopefully have her on so we can interview and talk to her a little bit about this book so you can really get into astrology a bit more. I do see future classes on astrology here between Crystal and with Julia. We are planning out dates with these guys. More people want to get into astrology, and I want to help you through it, because I am not.
What about an astrology panel? Because everyone reads it so differently, and you could get 3 of them to come together in your classroom, and people could just ask questions. I think we should do that for one of our events. I think an astrology panel could be really cool.
I think it would be really cool.
Right? Just bring the different perspectives together, and
maybe I could work that between Crystal, Julia, and Nicole. I bet you I could do that. I could even do something here with all 3 of them. It would be really, because
Julia's style is different, and it's really cool. I love working with. And then when Kim Woods will bring in human design with it, and then the crystals into it. So it's really interesting how different people read the stars.
It is, and we've got crystal classes coming up here this fall. Watch our website and please follow us on Facebook and Instagram and all the things. We are going to be doing broom making classes, and I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to try to do one in August, but I'm planning August, September, October, and it's going to be 1 class per month. They sell out.
Oh yeah.
So you see it get posted, get your seat.
Buy it. Get your seat.
I can only do 8 people at a time because I don't have enough room for anymore. And you are making a full broom. You're not doing the mini broom. You're doing the full-fledged besom, the big ones. So it's worth it. And everything is all natural. And it comes from Meckley Brooms, which is a very high-end thing that I know Brenna very, very well out of Pennsylvania. And so, so I get all my stuff from her, and you're going to love it. So that's what's coming up, guys.
You've got a lot.
Trying.
I mean, come on.
Well, how many timelines do we need to just keep going? I keep telling people, all I want for Christmas is a cloning machine so you can have a couple more of me, but nobody seems to want to bring me one.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Okay, guys. On behalf of Edge Magazine, thanks for joining us with Tea Time with Witch Jodi. Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.